Eddie Barham, Foreman Electrician with Royal Electric. I was working at an airport as a control room operator, and during that same time, I was going to college to become a registered nurse. So then a gentleman there that I worked with approached me about the electrician apprentice program, and I just saw the opportunity, and within a month, I jumped into the electrician program. So I started my apprenticeship program with ABC Southern California location, and it was just amazing starting it up. I didn't know nothing about the industry. I knew nothing about tools. I was basically really green, and I got into the program, and I had really good people to help me grow along the way during my apprenticeship to become a good journeyman. So I moved up to Northern California around 2017, 2018. I started with another company. You know, I just felt like I needed to get out and try different companies to see what the industry was all about. And I stumbled along Royal Electric. Man, I fell in love as soon as I started with them. Just the culture is great, the way they treat their employees. It's just been amazing. So I started with Royal around 2021, and the project that I started on was Redwood City with Patrick Wright. He brought me over as a lead guy, and it was really great working with him. And then I basically went from job to job helping the foremans out, and then one thing led to another. I just stayed as a lead guy, and eventually I came over here to the Britton Middle School job, and I was here for about 2 weeks before I took over the job. The opportunity just fell into my laps, and I was asked the question if management needed to come over here and take over, and I said, no, I got it. Before I took the position on, I talked to my wife about it, and you know, of course, she's my cheerleader, so she encouraged me and just gave me the motivation to take on the position, and it's just been great ever since. So yeah, we do start at 6:30 here on the job site, and as soon as 6:30 comes around, we'll do our daily huddles and stretch and flex. So we'll first do our stretch and flex. I usually have an apprentice leading the stretch and flex, so that's going to give them a little confidence to start speaking up and engaging. And then after that, we'll go through our THAs for the day, job hazard analysis. So basically we'll go over like ladder safety, scissor lift safety, and I always tell the guys how important it is to make sure your ladder's placed correctly, make sure you do the daily inspections for the scissor lifts. And then after that, I follow it with reminders for the day. So I do prep the day before for the next day, which helps me out. And so then when I come in that morning, I basically give the guys reminders of goals of what they have to do for the day and what they got to complete. So that gives them meaning for the job. And I feel like when I do something like that, it gets the guys to engage, and they know what they're doing and they know what they have to accomplish throughout the day. So then after that, we say break, everybody gets in their carts and gets the material out there in the building. And then I usually do, I give them about 30 minutes to set up and start working. And then by that time, I'll have my little QC walk and make sure everybody understands what they're doing, understand every system that they're working on, why they're doing it, and what's the purpose of it. I do speak to the guys on one-on-one when I go out there and just ask them, hey, how's it going? Do you understand what you're doing? Do you feel like you're learning? And I usually tell them, if you're not, please let me know so I can teach you a little bit as you're coming up in the apprenticeship. And the leadership is pretty good out here. We have a lead guy out here, and we have a journeyman and 3 apprentices at the moment. They're all team players, they all help each other out. And I'm just really happy with the crew because they're all engaging with each other, teaching each other. And if they don't understand something, they'll call me and I'll go out there and show them how it all works. But at the end of the day, it's important for us to be mentors for the apprentices coming up, and to give them the knowledge and skill that they need to build America with pride. And I feel like me spending a few minutes here and there with each guy or as a group in the morning, eventually it's gonna help out Royal in the long run, because you're gonna have more guys coming up with experience and knowledge and less mistakes. So yeah, I came out here at Britton Middle School around the end of July. It's actually an addition to the existing school. It's called the Student Union Building, and it's a brand new construction. And it's wrapped with glass. Literally level 1, level 2, the whole building's wrapped with glass. So it just becomes a little bit more challenging for routing. It is a commercial job. Everything has to get piped in wall and overhead. So that's been the most challenging part of the job. But we've been able to brainstorm and take on this challenge to be able to make it work. So yeah, this project started around, I believe, June before I got here. And it should wrap up around May. We should be handing it over to the district by May, 100% done. So other than the student union building, we do have another building going on. It's called the admin building. It's an existing building and they're just doing a TI on it. So basically everything's gonna be brand new except the shell. So yeah, since we're doing 2 buildings now, and then the next building it's starting up on November 6th, and the buildings just kind of overlapped. So it's important for me to get some prefab out just to keep up with the schedule. So what I was doing today for a few hours is just getting all the prefab that I can for the admin building. And like I said, Royal's just there to assist, to help, and the fact that they have prefab helps me on the job keep up with the schedule. So yeah, I basically was prefabbing some pipe runs with stub outs, some racks with the hardware already included on it. And I am in contact with Todd, so if he has any questions before he starts building, I'll be able to answer it for him. And then I'll do like some sketches, so that way it's easier for them to understand. But I just really appreciate Royal having that department, because it really does take away stress on the foreman on the job. So he can focus more in the field and focus more on the guys, as well as QCing. Basically, the way I'm doing the prefab here is I'm going per room. I'm kitting everything. So basically I'll start with 1 room. I'll get all my box counts. How many pipes do I need to stub out? And then I'll just note that down, so it becomes easier for me to kit each room, and it's easier for Todd to kit it as well. So then after the power, I'll go through and do the technologies prints. So that's another box count with the pipes coming out. And then later on in the project, maybe a couple weeks from now, I'll start looking at the overhead and prefab as much of the overhead I can with lighting, fire alarm, and data as well. I love my role, and I appreciate Royal for giving me this chance to run a project and trusting me. And I feel like it's just been a great opportunity for me to grow more than where I was at. But what I really love about the job is that I have really good guys that work here, and I have really good bosses that support me throughout the day, or if I have any questions, they'll answer it. If I'm ever in a bind, I'll just make a call. It's just Royal has a good environment, kind of like family oriented. So they'll never leave you in the dust. Like they will always be there for you, and there's plenty of people that you can reach out to, like other foremans, superintendents, and everybody's there for you, especially the safety team as well.